secret now. I see dead people.
Welcome to Blondes and Booze. You are about to embark on a journey, one that often leads to more questions than answers. But fear not, your host, Krista, Aaron, and Brandy have the experience, the perseverance, and yes, even the gifts to pull back the veil and allow us to glimpse the other side. They will share not only their experiences, but will introduce you to world-renowned researchers and experiencers to help you find answers in the murky waters of what we call the paranormal. Their bonds with each other reach far beyond friendship, resulting in a pull-no-punches approach to the many subjects they explore. Their goal? To open eyes, hearts, and even minds to what lies on the other side, and the answers residing there.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Hi everybody, welcome.
Happy
Thursday.
Yay. Boy, we were thinking on the same wavelength there, weren't we?
I know. It's like it's Thursday already. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know. This week it's my short week at work, but man, it's just dragging by. The holiday, I was off Monday, and it's like, man, is this week ever gonna end? So
I know we had that discussion. Short weeks are always like they feel the longest.
Yeah, it's awful. So anyway, how was your day?
It was good. Doing absolutely nothing again.
Yeah.
Just trying to get better with this hip, but I think I found something that's working. So I'm good to go right now. I know last night when we were on in humanoids, I was kind of like stirring in my seat a lot, but today I feel better, and that's all thanks to my mom.
Good deal. Yeah, you and Letitia both were having issues.
Right. And I did talk to her this morning, and she said it kind of worked for her. Like I said, it's this ointment that my mom uses for arthritis. She goes, well, why don't you try it? And I'm like, well, that's kind of expensive stuff, so I don't want to kind of use that. And she goes, just use it. She goes, just use it. So I did it, and it was like within a minute, I felt so much better. It allowed me to do all of my stretches and all of that kind of stuff, and I literally feel better.
Well,
so if this ointment gives me, for that sciatic nerve, and it gives me time to get them stretches in, heck yeah, it's worth every penny.
Heck yeah. Send me the name of that, or tell us now in chat. There's somebody in chat might want to use it too.
Hang on. I'll get it. Hold on.
She's going to go get it. Well, while she is going to get that, we can talk real quick about the Alabama Bigfoot conference that you guys are probably sick of hearing about. However, it's going to be a pretty good event for us. We got Tex. He is the host of it. He is emceeing. We have Barton Nunnelly, Daryl Denton, Brandy and I, Jason McLean, Greg Ogles, Martin Groves, and Bigfoot Michigan Rob all speaking. And tickets are only $30 online, $35 at the door. The night before, we are doing dinner. And I'm not really too sure exactly where, but Brandy can probably tell you more about that, but dinner is free to come to, and all you gotta do is just buy your own meal and come hang with us. So, and
just let us know that you're coming. Send us an email at blondesandblues@gmail.com, and we'll make sure we get your names over there and get you on the list.
Yeah, and the only being is that this restaurant that I'm pretty sure she's having it at. Do you remember what the restaurant's called?
It was the Western Sizzlin'. I believe that's where our tentative plans are right now. Yeah. The Western Sizzlin'. And, I hadn't been to one in years. And let me tell you, that dinner we had last year was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't going to stop eating until I was sick.
Yeah. I hear you. So anyway, but she's just needs to know to rent the room.
Right,
So
right.
that's
So
fine.
we know how many people, because
Yep.
we don't know how many people the room holds. We'll have to find out all that information too. So make sure you get your tickets quick and get your name on the list. So if we run out of room, we just run out of room.
That's right. You want to remind everybody what to watch this week and show your back cream, and then we'll go ahead and bring
Yes.
Michael Christopher up.
Yeah, if you can see it,
Voltaren?
Voltaren, arthritis cream. And all I did was I put the thin layer all the way down my back into my hip area where it was bothering me most. Waited about a minute, bing, bing, bing. I did my stretches and I feel so much better. So,
Awesome.
if it helps, because I'm telling you what, everybody's telling me stretches work, but it hurt so bad to do stretches, I just couldn't.
Let me reply here real quick to Werewolf. Yes, I did, and it is ordered. And let me tell you, she takes a while. It's a small company, and they make them and ship them direct. So yes, I did though. So.
Right, but this company that we use, just to let everybody know, puts people with disabilities to work.
Yes.
And they have learning disabilities, physical disabilities, and so it does take a little bit longer. But I'm telling you, the quality, you can't beat it,
Yep.
and the prices, you can't beat it. So
Absolutely.
Kudos to them, actually.
Yeah. The only downfall is you just got to wait a little while.
Right.
What's a bummer.
Right.
So
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the channels, because there's so much to talk about, because Texas Front Porch is changing, everybody.
Yep.
It is changing. Starting January 15th, Texas Front Porch will now be on at 8 o'clock Central Time instead of 7 p.m. Central. I think we've only got, 1 or 2 more weeks before that happens? Maybe one more week. So make sure you pay attention to that, so you don't come in too early. You'll have a little extra time to get your snacks. So we will be starting at 8 p.m. Another tidbit of news is Bob Van Buren has been saying that he may be coming back and putting on his show again on Texas Front Porch. We don't know much details on it, but hopefully it'll come out soon. On Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central, it's Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Excuse me, lost my voice right there. Bigfoot Michigan Rob with Beyond BMR and his co-host Krista. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m., it's Donnie Cho Says Stuff. And of course, at 8 p.m., it is Martin Nunnelly and Letitia Nunnelly with Inhumanoids. They start at 8 p.m. Central. On Thursdays at 12 p.m. Central, it is Brunch with Bigfoot Michigan Rob and his co-host Tex. But that will also be changing the week of January 15th. We don't know who his new co-host will be. That's all going to be a surprise to us. So got to stay tuned for that. Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Central, Blondes and Booze, of course, at 8 p.m. Central. Nothing's changing there. And it's not changing again on Friday night at 8 p.m. Central. It's Blondes, Booze, and the Woo. On Saturday, Tex and Danielle Diva released their newest episode of Infamous Minds. Now get this, on Sunday, Randy Gilbert, who is our tech guy, and myself, we're going to be starting a new show. It's called Truth or Tinfoil. Because sometimes we hear some stories or see some stories on the internet that you just want to put your tinfoil hat on to protect yourself. So him and I are going to be going through pictures and video clips and things like that. And we're going to be discussing them and giving our opinion on what they are. Whether they be right or wrong, we're going to give you our opinion, no problem. So you may see a tinfoil hat or two. So make sure you tune in. That's going to be on Sunday. I'm not sure of what time yet. I'll have that for you tomorrow night. So make sure you tune in.
Yep. Yeah, we just got a lot of good stuff going on. So
yes.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Michael Christopher. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry that took so long. There's just so much new news, the beginning of the year, and everything is just being laid out,
That's okay. I was sitting here messing around with my phone, which I shouldn't be doing.
You should be focusing.
Just let everybody know how this is kind of going to roll tonight. He'll probably do a few readings if it comes to him, but we're going to talk about mediumship. We're going to talk about some experiences he's had with the paranormal and that kind of good stuff. So,
because we all know that mediumship is different for every individual. It comes differently for everyone. Yeah. And Michael is going to explain to us how it happens to him.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned plan. I like you too. I don't have a plan ever. Anytime I've ever tried to plan out, like when I do my in-person dems, everybody wants to have a speech ahead of time. It's like, I just learned a long time ago to throw that out the window because it never happens that way anyway. So,
Right.
I'm Italian and Irish, so I just tend to ramble about whatever comes to mind at that moment. So
Absolutely.
So definitely learned never to plan anything.
I hear you.
But yeah, tonight, I mean, I'm up for, pretty much anything. What I like to do though, during these, anytime I get the opportunity is to help people understand, and erase any doubt that you have these abilities. This isn't just me. This isn't just mediums that, we all have this ability. And I've said this before, some of what I say tonight might be a repeat, and I apologize about that. But you often hear the term gift, and I don't tend to use that because it implies that that's just for certain people. But, my theory, and again, it's theory, right? We don't know until we're back there, wherever there is. I have a pretty good idea, but, I will never know for sure. Just like anybody walking the earth right now, we don't know, but I believe we come from spirit. That's our true home, so my mindset that's formed over the years is just one of, this is easy. Mediumship is easy. It's just our human gets in the way of, we muck it up with our ego and our fear and our doubt. And, the list goes on. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things to conquer. And for me, it's a continual process. I always have that little voice in the back of my head saying, you suck and this isn't real. And, imposter syndrome is, a real thing. So that's, I think, a big battle for anybody trying to communicate with their people on the other side.
Absolutely. I also believe that, I agree with you. I think everybody has the ability to do what you do.
Yeah.
But I also believe that some people aren't ready for it. So sometimes you don't develop your gifts, or not gifts, your abilities,
it's cool.
until you're mentally ready, because maybe sometimes mentally or physically you're just not ready for it.
Agreed.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And most of the people that I know that do this work, it's usually triggered by some type of trauma.
Yeah.
Because face it, when you're young, you're not thinking about death. You're not thinking about dying or the other side. You're just living your life. And for me, it wasn't until, my story, I've lost 3 siblings along the way, but it was really when I got sick, when I went into kidney failure or learned that I had kidney failure, anybody that faces a chronic health condition, it makes you look at the world in a different way. And it sent me looking for answers, and trying to find peace and comfort that, is there something more than just the physical world? So I think that in a lot of ways was pointing me in the direction. But as far as, it doesn't happen until you're ready, because I mean, being in the military for 20 years, that definitely was an environment I didn't even know it back then. I mean, this happened after I retired, but looking back, I've always had that question: why didn't this present sooner?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it. I definitely wasn't mature enough for it. I question my maturity still, and I'm 54, but I feel that for me, I had to go through those life experiences to understand empathy, and because in the military, you kind of shut your emotions down for various reasons. So again, that wasn't the place, but later on, and just going through what I've been through, I had to experience that, But as far as the communication aspect, it's like learning a new language. It really is. And some people will catch on quicker than others.
Right.
It's with anything we do in life. Some people catch on quick and it doesn't take them as much effort as the person standing next to them. And it's the same thing with this. It's understanding how it works. That's really it is. That's really the key.
Absolutely. And a lot of it too, I feel like, I learned under Sarah Lamos. And oh my God, it's been, what year is this? 24. Okay, so we're going on like 12 years ago. And I actually was in her very first class that she ever taught.
Mhm.
And I mean, I learned so much. It's, you need to make like agreements and, different things with the other side. So, it doesn't hit you all the time. Learn how to turn it off, learn how to turn it on. And, there's a lot to it. And,
Mhm.
I used to have panic attacks. I couldn't walk in Walmart.
I still can't.
Yeah, I would. It's just there's so many emotions, or a lot of people are. I could never go to fairs or anything like that, and I learned with Sarah's help. And I used to take Paxil, which
Mhm.
is antidepressant,
Yeah.
anxiety medicine, and I took it probably 10 years until I took Sarah's class. And since then, that was the last time I took a Paxil pill. She taught me how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And learn it and to understand that that's not me. I have to learn how to put that wall up.
Yeah. No, 'cause
I
it
I
is.
don't know. And I completely agree about Walmart. I walk into Walmart and there could be 4 people around me, but it sounds like 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly. And it's it's changed a lot for me. It definitely has, because I've now I can go into places and I enjoy being around people, and you just got to block them off.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's once you understand that a lot of what you're feeling in public is not from you, it's the other people.
Right.
Once you have that understanding, it's like you can kind of have that sigh of relief knowing, okay, I'm not nuts. This
Mhm.
isn't, I'm not making this feeling up. I mean,
Right.
it's, and the same thing happened with my wife. Same thing.
Mhm.
Anxiety, really bad anxiety. And then
Yeah.
once this kicked in for me and she started understanding kind of together how energy works and how other people can affect you,
Mhm.
same thing. She got to reduce her meds also, because she understood that, okay, it's not in my mind. Yeah, some of it is. I mean, some of it we just have
Right.
that imbalance that needs to be dealt
Mhm.
with. But I think for a lot of people, it can be just other people's energy.
Yeah.
Um,
And something else you mentioned that was huge for me was the trust and allow. Like you're thinking, oh, did I hear that, or did I really not hear that? Was that me, or was that spirit?
yeah,
But once you figure that out and learn to trust,
Yep.
it everything just flows.
yeah, and I mean, there's a philosophy, and it's a continual learning process for me.
Yeah.
I definitely am not in the same space I was 9 years ago when this started.
Sure.
I tend to listen to a lot of people, and I'm so interested in how other people experience this.
Yeah.
We can always learn something from other people, and that's important, but it's also important that you take what resonates with you.
Yep.
And, give it that common sense kind of check in your mind, does this make sense? And I mean, one quick example for me is, in the beginning, I was told I had to meditate before I did a reading. And I was like, okay, I don't know any better. So
Mhm.
I guess I got to meditate. Well, that didn't last for more than a couple of weeks, because I'm severely impatient, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, why the hell do I need to do this?
Mhm.
Why can't I just sit down and talk to spirit? And one day I was like, I'm just going to sit down and just do my next session. And I'm not doing meditation. And
Yeah.
spirit was there. So I proved to myself, okay, that's not a necessary practice for me. Now, this is just my experience. What people do, whatever works for you, keep doing it. For me, I was like, okay, I don't need to sit for 20 minutes before reading. I can just sit and go. And what I've learned over the years is just when I put my mind in that space, I'm working.
Yep.
From that moment, everything that I experience is not my mind, it's them. And that's taken years of just practice and trust. But yeah, so I mean, there's different philosophies that you're going to run into. And the best advice I can give you is just take what resonates with you and really scrutinize it, and be a skeptic about every aspect of this, and just you're gonna get that feeling like, this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
and that's I used to tell people, have a notebook and write it down, because like you just said, it might not make sense to you, but you know what? You might meet someone 6 months from now and be like, oh my God, I got a message for you, and it makes sense to them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And I've even tuned that down and really compacted that. And let me explain what I mean by that. and again, this is just a philosophy that I recently learned or I considered, and now it makes a lot of sense. Spirit, it's a world of intelligence. They're not going to show up for somebody who's not here.
Right.
And it's starting to make a whole lot of sense. It's like, why would somebody show up that's not here? And I know I've said it myself that, okay, maybe they'll watch the replay and connect. And I'm like, I've kind of gotten away from that theory of, no, if they're here now, they're going to connect with somebody who's here now. So again, that's just something that's kind of shifted in my belief. And again, when something goes awry, it's not the spirit, it's not the person that's sitting there, it's me. Anything that ever goes wrong with a mediumship session, it's the medium. I take full responsibility, whether it goes good or bad. And that's just something that, again, a discipline that I've learned, that it's my fault. No matter what, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly, it's me.
Yeah.
And usually it's when I let my mind get in the way. That's when the communication starts to go awry, is when I start to go, what do you mean? Because I'm nosy. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And again, I got to just stay out of the way and just, hey, they're showing me this. I need to talk about this.
When spirit comes to you, are you a seer? Do you hear? Do you know? What comes to you?
So it's interesting. And it's something I've had to, it's something that's changed over the years. So usually when somebody is first starting out, you focus on clairvoyance or seeing like the images in your mind, right? And I'll explain that. It's just when spirit uses your mind to communicate, that's the tool they use. They have to somehow spark something in your mind to give you those images, or to let you hear those thoughts. So in the beginning, they're very vivid, because I think that's just a way for you to start to begin to trust.
Sure.
I clearly see this, or I'm clearly hearing this in my own mind's voice. Now, I don't see spirit with my eyes. I don't hear anything externally. Everything is right in here. But what I learned as time goes on and you start to develop trust, the communication becomes very subtle. And that threw me at first, because I'm like, what's going on? How come I used to see images, and now I'm seeing less images? What's going on? And it was a shift to now with the thoughts that, because I don't talk to them. It's a thought that comes in. So I hear it in my own mind's voice. So I think what spirit was doing was trying to get me to develop all of these different faculties. And what happens, and I'm going to condense this, but what happens over time is they all begin to work simultaneously. So now I don't look for anything. I don't look for an image. I don't listen for words. Whatever comes in, however it comes in, whether it's a feeling of just knowing I need to say X, Y, Z, or whatever, I just say it. And that's taking time, development, and trust. So it's going to change throughout time. It evolves. So does that answer your question? I can be long-winded.
Yep. No, you're good. You're good. Have you ever thought about, because, everybody in chat, everybody, you've been on this show many times, and, everybody knows you, and you're good. Have you ever thought about teaching?
I do. It was funny because I tried, and it was probably the timing, because I tried to run a class back in November, I believe. And everybody was excited and nobody signed up. So I was like, okay, I get it. It's the holiday season coming up. So I was like, maybe I'll wait till after the holidays. So yeah, I definitely, I have a course ready to go. It's just a matter of deciding when I want to run it.
Awesome.
And it's for all levels. It doesn't matter if you've never done this or you've been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's an all levels course, because I believe that it doesn't matter. I can take a beginner and they will deliver a message night one. It's I don't know, very practical, very down to earth, very grounded in all of this. I try to demystify this as much as possible, and and I'm a broken record because I want to repeat this. This is a part of who we are. It really is. This is we're spirit with a body. So why is it so just out there, as a thought of why is this so hard, or can I or can't I do this? It's part of you. It's just understanding this is who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what, when you get ready to do a class, let Brandy and I know, because you know what, I'd love to I'd sign up.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the other thing I do also is workshops.
Mhm.
And those are, I think a lot of people prefer that because it's just an afternoon, a
Mhm.
couple hours. But what we'll do is just focus on a specific topic. Like we'll go over like the mechanics of making a connection, and we'll
Right.
just work through and focus just on getting like 3 or 4 pieces of information from a spirit person and
Mhm.
relaying that and just concentrate on that. And, and then there's other classes or workshops where we can go in depth about, okay, today we're going to focus on when they come through, we're just going to stick with them and we're going to talk about what did they do for a career,
Mhm.
and if it tries to go away from that, no, you move your mind back to, no, we're just constant. And that just builds that ability for you to understand that they'll talk about this,
Right.
so again, I'm getting long-winded, but I mean, you can definitely just fine tune every aspect of this work by just
Absolutely.
working with it, during exercises.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I used to, do the readings thing and I just I had a bad encounter one time and after that I've blocked it out and I don't want no part of reading anybody. I don't, nothing comes to me anymore. However, like when I go to a haunted location, it's totally different. I'd rather help the dead.
Yeah. And again, this might be a philosophy that kind of maybe makes people go, huh? But,
Yeah.
and especially given your crowd, I know there's a lot of ghost hunters, right? So take this with a grain of salt. And again, it's just my perspective on this work. And I'll use this as an example. Have you heard of trance channeling?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So for the people in here that might not know what that is, that's not when a spirit comes in and takes over your body. That's not what that means.
Mm-hmm.
It's when their energy gets close enough to where they can manipulate your thoughts and they can work through you.
Yep.
They can trigger your voice box to sound like them, how they did, but they're not in your body. They don't take over your body. This theory of a spirit being able to take over your body, to me, is just, I'm treading lightly here. I don't think it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know everything. I'll never claim to, but for the people that develop trance, it takes years of practice to be able to build that trust, because spirit knows that if it makes you nervous, they will back off.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50. You have to work together to enable that. And I know that's going to like trigger people, but again, it's my experience. I do not feel that that's possible. And let me explain further. And the reason I say this is because I've sat and I've thought about these things. We have these guardians on the other side. We have our family, our friends, our guides, people we don't even know now because we're in this physical body, but they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fathom them allowing anything to harm me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my mindset.
Right.
And again, it's just me, and this is just stuff that I've thought about. Now, I've been doing this work for 9 years, and I have not once ever felt threatened.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt scared. I don't have that mindset. I don't believe in, everything that we connect with has some, ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's evil out there. There's always the yin and yang. I'm never going to say that doesn't exist, but I believe in what you think, you create. So I just don't allow those thoughts. That's just me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know, and the reason I say that is because what you brought up about not wanting to connect, because I had a woman once tell me that she was afraid to meditate because she was afraid a spirit was going to overtake her body. And I'm like, I'm like, who told you that nonsense? Where did you learn that?
Yeah.
There's nothing further from the truth. No.
Yeah.
And another job of mine is to diminish this fear that people have about something that's a part of who we are.
Well, I would think that when you are meditating, that's when your mind would be the strongest. That's when you're manifesting you're gaining strength by doing this. That's I wouldn't see that as being somebody trying to take over my body. That would be what I'd be like, strong.
I know,
that would be like my best moment. You couldn't do that to me then.
I know, but there's teachers out there that teach these fear-based principles, and I'm like, no, we gotta stop that. We gotta educate people to just understand that not everything's out to get you. you know, and I always joke about
Right,
it, but I'm
right.
like, if they were going to get me, they would have gotten me by now.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Absolutely.
But again,
And I also believe that spirits and ghosts are two different things.
yeah. See, and I should know more than what I do. I guess I just concentrate on communicating with them, but you know, we're all spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the ghost thing, ghosts implies that someone's trapped here. If I'm just asking, because I still don't fully comprehend the definition of what a ghost is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's another thing that I've really contemplated over years, you know, is the theory of spirits being trapped here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't allow my mind to think that or even consider that. And I just think about it. I'm like, you know, here, if we have that mindset that a spirit's trapped, so they're trapped for hundreds of years. So they have their guides, they have their family on the other side. And all of a sudden this human comes along 400 years later, and they're the ones that are going to set the spirit free. It doesn't compute in my mind.
Right.
It just
Right.
doesn't. I believe that we come and go.
Yeah.
I believe it's like a bar, you know, if they enjoy being in that space, you know, we create, at least my understanding is, when we leave the physical world, it's a mind of thought. So we create a reality. So if they visit this place, in their mind, it's how it was when they were here physically. So they may visit that area, but I don't believe they're trapped.
Yeah. I think I agree. Like spirits, you know, can come and go, and spirits are who you speak with, you know, when you give your readings.
Mm-hmm.
This is my opinion.
Yeah.
Ghosts are, you know, the ones that stay at locations and haunt, or, you know, attach themselves to an item or whatever. That's a ghost. They are stuck on there or whatever, be it.
Yeah, they're just hanging out.
Yeah, a spirit, I believe, is, you know, like they can come and go, our loved ones, because I believe thinking of your loved ones, that calls them in.
It does. The moment you think of them, they're there with you right in that moment.
Yeah.
And they're not chained to the physical body, so they can be in more than one location. And, you know, and we've demonstrated that, like when I'm working with another medium, I'm getting stuff from that same person as the medium I'm working with, you know, so it's kind of like, there you go. Yeah. I mean, so they can be in multiple locations or omnipresent. Yeah. So yeah, it's just interesting. And again, this just fascinates me. And again, I'm learning just like everybody else. I will never claim to know more than anybody else does. I don't. I just have learned how to communicate with them. That's yeah, I keep things simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you do like any protection exercises before you do readings?
No, because I've never felt the need to do that. I've never felt like, to me, again, it's like, why, what do I need protection from? Mm-hmm. For me, the other side is a place of love. You know, that's the essence of the other side, is love. I just have never felt that need. And again, what I'm saying is just my perspective. But if you, and to each his own again, if you feel you need to hold a crystal while you do readings, you know, whatever works for you, do that. Right. Don't ever change because of what somebody else says. I've learned that a long, long time ago. You do you. If you got to go outside and hug a tree before you do a reading, hug that tree. Yeah. Whatever opens you up and makes you feel comfortable, that's the most important thing, is what makes you comfortable and puts you in that space. Do it.
Which is the same thing still, like, you know, about intention. There's really no difference, you know, because if you feel that crystal, you know, protects you, well, it's, you know, same thing.
Yeah. You know? It's your mind. In your mind, it protects you. Hey, it works.
Yeah.
You know, for me, clearing a space, I just have to envision, like, if this room felt yucky, I would just envision it being engulfed in the white light, and there it goes. It's clear.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all of the mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and you were talking about if you have to go out and hug a tree.
Yeah.
If that's what you need to do it. You know, I've been out of some investigations where I've literally took my shoes and socks off, stuck my feet on the ground, and hugged a tree. It's just kind of like, I'm going to ground now. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you know, I'll go down and beat the snot out of my drums. That's grounding for me. You know, whatever keeps you in the present, you know, and that's, again, it's a discipline, especially if you're doing this work. I do, this is my full-time thing. So, I mean, I have to have that discipline to just, when it's work, it's work. When it's not, I'm not thinking about this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm living my life and doing my physical, things. I don't think about this.
Yeah.
At least I try not to.
Right.
Well, yeah.
There's something always turning about, wondering why I still do what I do. And that imposter syndrome, that's a constant battle for me, is like, am I good enough to be doing this?
Right.
It's just something, all mediums, I think, go through it, even though we may say, yeah, we got it. No, we don't. We don't.
I hear you.
Right.
I hear you. There's a lot of, so many people out there, I believe are empaths. I think that's where it starts. What would you agree with me on that?
Oh, I believe we all are. And like anything else, that some people are just hypersensitive, and some people like me, I don't have feelings. I'm cold-hearted, SOB, so I don't have emotions.
We know better.
But yeah, I mean, some people are just, affected to like the nth degree with other people's energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe every one of us has probably had this experience, walking into a room after somebody has had an argument, and you can just feel the tension in the room. That's energy.
Yeah.
Or
right?
walking into it.
Yeah. Or when you pick up your phone and that one person who's the victim, every time you talk to them, and that day is like every time you talk to them, it's the worst day of their life. You pick up the phone, you see their name, and you go, shit, I don't want to take this call. Right. That's energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just, there's a lot to it, but yet, I do agree with you. Everybody has it, you just got to figure out, if it's something you're ready to open yourself up to and win.
And most people don't, and that's fine. And, we're all born with it. When we're young, we all have this ability because we just came from the spirit world. So it's on. Nobody's beat it into our head that this doesn't exist. It's not usually till we start school as young kids that we start to try to be normal and fit in, that kind of goes to sleep. That ability just kind of quiets itself. Yeah. It's always there. It's always there when you want it.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of, for me, and like many others, something happened and it just, one thing led to another. I never saw this coming. This was nothing ever that I ever, even though I read about mediums in 2000 when John Edwards started his show, and I read about it, but I never once thought, that's something I want to do.
Sure.
But it was a fascination of mine, which led me to read a whole lot of things, which to me, looking back, it was the best informal education, because when stuff started to happen, I had an understanding about it. And even then I was like, it took me probably a couple of years to really come to terms with, like, there's something here. I need to explore it. And the weird thing is, for me, again, it's just like somebody who's plays sports. You ever have that one person that just is like naturally gifted, that just pisses you off, that they could just be just so on it and be able to just do everything with like little to no practice?
Absolutely.
And then I'd be out there tripping over my own feet. And no matter how hard I try, I'm never going to be that sports figure. But with mediumship, there was something from the beginning that it made sense. And it was, I don't want to say it was easy, because it was never easy. But there was stuff there initially that the messages were clear. And I was just like, weird, because people would ask me, how long have you been doing this? And I'd be like, 2 months. And they're like, what?
Right.
And I'm like, I didn't know, because that was just my experience, my norm.
Yeah. No, I got a question for it. Well, Chris Phoenix has a kind of a question. What do you think about, he says, we all know psychic vampires. They suck the energy right out of us if we let them. What are your thoughts on that? Because I wholeheartedly agree with him.
Oh my God. Yes. You just have to, make a decision. Do you want that person in your space or not? Yeah. I worked with a person that was so toxic in the military. And for some reason, I was stationed with this person for like 10 years. And every day was the worst day of her life. And I was just, I always felt drained after the day was over.
Yeah.
So they're out there, and it's just, you have to get to that point where, like, I've had enough of this. Time to cut the cord and let that just go away. Go away.
Yeah. Yep. We've all had to do that, even sometimes, even with family.
Oh God, yeah. And
I've had to do
again,
that.
it's not selfish to put yourself first and take care of you.
That's right.
It's not.
That's right.
We have to learn that.
Yeah.
We have to really learn that. But
yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know you're holding a card there or something, aren't you?
Oh, I got them here. I got the fun cards.
Okay,
so
we have what's called the fun cards. Krista and I love these cards, and it's called the Rebel Deck. If anybody is wondering,
there it is.
The words on it are for adults only. We won't be using those words. We will insert other words. But they're right to the point. They're short, they're sweet, they're not sugar coated, and everybody knows I am not a sugar coated kind of person. If you got something to tell me, just tell me. I don't want all the fluff, and we've talked about that before. And these cards are right up my alley. So when he starts pulling cards, I start laughing. So excuse me if I'm laughing because a lot of them I think pertain to me in different ways.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, these are meant to, let me start over. They're, like you said, they hit a point. They're oracle cards. They're going to, I have the intention to whoever I'm pulling the card for, it's going to resonate with them in some way. But in the same way, I pull these out when we need a laugh, because one thing I've learned from Spirit is they don't want us down here wallowing in self-pity and they want us living our life, and they want us to enjoy every moment. They want us to laugh, and I'll tell you, when I got sick with kidney failure and went through the dialysis and the transplant, I'm a totally different person than I was, before that, especially when I was in the military. Everything got under my skin, and I would worry and just get pissed off about the dumbest things. And after that experience, I was like, I learned really quick that I got a second chance to live. I'm not going to let the little things get under my skin. And I rarely take anything serious anymore. It's just not worth it.
Right.
So, right. I think we have buttons 68 that would like a card. They were the first one I saw in there that said they would like a card.
Okay. So just remember, these are for fun, but hey.
Yeah, this is adult fun. Just to let everybody know, it's adult fun. But Michael is going to use other words in lieu of what it really says, but you'll be able to read it on the screen if you can see it.
Yes.
All right. So who was this, Buttons?
Button 68.
All right. Drop the ducking ego. Vulnerability is hot as duck. So and usually I'll feel into that too and get a feeling for what is going on in their energy right now. Let me just see here. So buttons. I just feel you got to open up a little bit as far as like making yourself more emotionally available, which coming from my mouth is so hypocritical because I'm like the complete opposite. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm not talking about my feelings. I don't know. There's something, and anybody that does get one of these type readings for me tonight, just understand that it's just Spirit's kind of way of just suggesting. It's not by no means go do this, but I just feel it's like it's time to just maybe drop your guard a little bit and just open up, because I feel you're holding on to stuff that you should be letting out to just help yourself feel better, like venting. Even if it's venting at somebody, do it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. Now, I got to say, I don't normally do a whole lot of the psychic work anymore. I mainly focus on mediumship, even though I'm very capable of it. So this is something I just like to do.
Yeah.
Here and there.
I like these.
Yeah.
I love these cards. The next one that I saw that I caught was our buddy Greg Ogles.
Stop ducking whining.
Stop ducking whining.
So no one wants to listen to that poop. Complaining makes you weak. You have strength to change the world, so do it.
That's awesome. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, good, Buttons. Yeah, and a lot of these are going to be universal messages. We're all going to be able to connect to what they're saying. So if something resonates with you, take it. You know, it really is, because spirit, it's a world of intelligence. So it's not just for one person here. If it feels like, man, that hit home for me, take that as a message from your guides that, hey, maybe I need to consider being a little bit more, open with my feelings in the way of, being less of a dick. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's me. That's
and Greg
advice.
says, true too. So,
we've got Paranormal Pixie up next.
Okay.
Yep, as I see them, I star them. So.
Okay. All right. As long as you do that, I'm writing them down. So your way is much easier.
So Paranormal Pixie, huh? You need a big ducking hug.
Aww.
Squeeze.
Squeeze.
Oh, that's a sweet one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
She needs love and kindness.
Yes. Love and kindness. Let's see. Let me know when you're ready for the next person.
Yeah. Oh, you can just keep going.
Okay.
And like I said, one thing I wanted to do today before we end the show tonight, I kind of want to walk through what a connection feels like, so people can kind of
absolutely
relate to that and like understand that, hey, this is how it works for me. Maybe it'll make sense to you too.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So this is for Sherry.
Sherry Griffey.
Sherry, I don't know why I just felt like promotions coming your way. I don't predict the future. That's not what it's about. But sometimes I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like something. I feel like you're moving up in some way, and this is something related to career. That's just a side note to the card I'm going to pull. So I don't know if that's happening right now with you, but oh wow, and look at the card that comes up with that. Just validated what I felt. Some good shit, CHIT, is about to happen. Don't let your issues duck it up.
Oh, that is great validation.
Yeah.
Huh.
So sure it's interesting how cards work sometimes.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, and anybody here too, you can be brutally honest with me. If things don't make sense and resonate, that's fine. It's the way it is. So
yep.
Well, and we all know that it may not resonate with you until 3 years down the road. And then you're like, oh yeah.
That's true story. True story. Yeah, Michael, whenever you want to talk about that, you go right ahead.
Why don't we do that now? So then
we can go back and forth, however you want to do it.
So and I want to make sure everybody else is up for this too. But so this is to the audience. So I had this thought, and I do this occasionally. So I kind of just walk through what a connection is like. Like I kind of talk about everything that's happening in that moment, just to give you an idea of how I sense, how I communicate. And what you're going to find is that if you take some of these and you practice with it, you're going to be like, holy crap, that happens to me. I've had that experience, just didn't understand it, because honestly, when I first thought about mediumship, my understanding was mediums saw spirit like they see people. Mm-hmm. They hear them with their ears, they see them with their eyes. So I was like oblivious. I didn't know. So I'm like, well, hell, I'm not a medium. I don't see. And then it wasn't until after my first development class that I learned that a lot of it's in here. Yeah. It's those thoughts that come in. I'm like, once I had that little key that opened up that door, I was like, oh my God, everything started making sense.
Right.
So whether this makes a connection for somebody or not, I'm not really focusing on that, although I know it will, because spirit's here and they're going to. So what I'm going to ask of people in the audience to just listen to the information coming through. If it does make sense, you can just say yes to all, and it in the comments. Don't make anything fit. But again, the purpose of this is not really to make a connection for somebody. It's just I want to walk you through how I experience spirit.
Yeah.
So here we go. And they know because I already set my intention, so they're on it. Mm-hmm. So here's what happens. It's like an idea gets put in my head. So right now I'm aware of a man. How I know that, I don't know. I just know that there's a spirit energy here that I feel was a male during his life. So that's what I'm feeling with this person that's here. So again, I didn't see a male. I didn't hear anything about this male. It's just an awareness. I know that there's a man standing here, and I'm saying standing, but his energy is here with me right now. What happens is when their energy, their aura, if you will, we all have our aura, our spirit. When theirs blends with mine, that's when everything begins to happen. Everything about them is in their energy. So when it blends with mine, certain aspects of that will touch my mind, and I'll talk about it. Now, the human mind is not capable of deciphering everything at once, so I'll just get bits and pieces. And that's why communication with spirit is not a conversation. It's very choppy. So right now, I just feel with this person, he keeps telling me cancer, cancer, cancer. And I know there's only so many ways to pass, right, of illness. Cancer is like one of the main ones. So naturally, I'm going to feel cancer. But with him, I'm feeling, he keeps showing me leukemia. I keep seeing leukemia. How I got that, it's a thought. I didn't see the words in my mind. I didn't hear him say leukemia. I just feel that the type of cancer this individual had was leukemia. The next thing I'm aware of is he would have passed in his 50s. And I feel like early 50s for this individual. Again, I didn't hear him say that. It's just a thought that comes into my mind that he was, I consider, young. So I'm just curious, can anybody take this information that I've given so far? And it doesn't matter if it does or doesn't. I just want to stop and see. So again, I do have
okay, we're going to give them about 10 seconds to think about that, because we have to go silent for 10 seconds and pause for the cause. So here we go. Okay, thank you. Continue on, everybody.
So again, if it does make sense, cool. If not, I'll just keep working on. But again, these are thoughts that are touching my mind. And my job as a medium is to just talk about what I'm experiencing. So right now, he's making me aware of that he would have liked to work with wood. He shows me this. Again, I just get this thought that he liked to work with wood. Again, so I see a blend of not only carpentry, but I feel like making like wood, furniture, whatever. And so what I'm aware of now, and again, it's just a feeling of when his energy is here. He's making me feel like he could tell like a good dad joke, if you know what I mean. I just feel like he had a dry sense of humor. And I just feel it's like he liked to make people laugh. He's also making me feel, though, the reason he was like that is because his life, and he's definitely bringing me back earlier in life. He's making me feel like he had a really hard upbringing. So it's kind of like he took that time of his life and kind of turned it around because he didn't want to be that person. And that's what he's making me feel.
Well, it sounds like with all the information that he's coming through very strong. So it's got to be somebody out here.
And if it does,
well,
yeah.
I'm wondering if it's my uncle. That's what I've been sitting here thinking.
Okay, because I'm also feeling a military connection with this individual too. Was your uncle in the military?
No, that he was not.
Okay. Because I do feel like service with him, some type of service.
All of his brothers were, except for him.
Oh, let me just, January. He wants me to talk about the month of January. So I believe January would be like a birthday, either for him or somebody connected in the family, because he wants me to talk about the birthday in January.
I'm not sure when his birthday was.
Okay.
But the one thing that kind of did resonate too, like you said, the woodworking. So my dad is really big into woodworking. He makes all kinds of things, and any family member wants anything, he makes it, so.
Okay. Let me just see what else.
And he did die of cancer.
Did he? Okay. Did he? Because I'm seeing like an S around somebody's name, so I'm seeing like an S name. That could be somebody in living or him. It's weird with names because the minute I think of it, I'll start trying to my mind will start creating. But is there an S name connected with him or the family?
I'm trying to think of what his ex-wife's name was.
Oh, Sarah. I don't know. I just heard Sarah. Let me just see. He want me to talk about his hair. I don't know. There's something about the way he cut his hair. Was it short military style?
He was one of those that liked Elvis Presley, so he always had that like goop, and he would.
Okay, I don't know because he wanted me to talk about his hair. So if that was something that stuck out about his personality that was like prominent, then that's why he's taking me to the. He does show me cars, so I feel like he had a fascination with cars. There was something with cars with him.
I could see that, yeah.
Let me just see if I can get something more specific, though. And again, these are just thoughts that come into my mind. And I won't spend too much time.
Yeah, because we're, to tell everybody in the audience, we're not sure if this is really connecting with Krista right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So if it fits you, don't make it fit. Yeah. But if it fits you, say something. I'm watching, and if you say, hey, this sounds like.
Sure if it's my guy that is there with you.
Yeah. So if you think it's your person, say, hey, I think it's this person, and we'll catch it.
Yep.
Interesting. He just sent me the thought of, I feel that he either worked for the sanitation department because he shows me like a garbage truck. So I feel there's some type of association with that he would have done.
Yeah, that would not be my uncle.
Okay. So, and I'm going to stop there because it just, again, these are just things that come in through my mind. And the thing is, I found with chat is people don't pay attention.
Right.
So it's if they're not, and that's fine. I understand it. But that's how it works. It just comes through as a thought.
Yeah.
And once I connect, I just start talking about everything I'm feeling.
Yep.
So yeah.
Absolutely. It's not an exact science. Sometimes it takes a little bit of digging.
She says military, brain hemorrhage, cars, age sounds like my maternal grandfather.
Yeah, the only thing I don't try to make things fit because the brain hemorrhage, he never made me aware of that. But was he in his 50s when he passed? Because that's where he shows me, like 50s. I keep seeing like 52 when he passed.
She says that he was a flying tiger.
Oh, in the military. Okay.
She said yes.
Yep.
He also makes me aware that he was a heavy smoker. He makes me feel like he always had one burning. So there's something about one after the other after the other. He is making me aware of too. He's making me aware of the relationship between him and his son was not the best. He's making me feel like rocky relationship between him and his son.
Yep. She says Army Air Corps heavy smoker.
Okay. Paranormal Pixie, let me ask you this. Is there anybody else that you're connected with that would have passed from leukemia? Because that was pretty prominent with the cancer. I'm just asking that because I'm just trying to make that fit. So that makes sense. Would that be with your dad and him?
Yeah.
And he's also making me aware that your dad wasn't there when he passed. I don't know if this is your dad, but when your grandfather passed, he's making me aware of his son was not there when he passed. And he's making me he wants him to know that it's okay.
Wow.
I think
he makes me feel that there was an argument about property, something of ownership. There was something that they were arguing about. I feel this may have been land, but I'm not sure. It's just there was something passed before I was born. Okay.
And that may be true.
I don't know, but that's what this gentleman is making me aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then James Fedke also says, sounds like just like my grandfather, and he was in the military and would light a cigarette in the morning and would light them right off one. I get what he's saying. Yeah, he was just smoking and also died of lung cancer.
And this is something too he's making fun of because he's saying I played bingo, which not a lot of guys play bingo, but he's saying I played bingo. I don't know. Again, if he sends it to me, I'll talk about it. But
well, that's pretty specific, though. I mean, guys don't play bingo. That's pretty specific.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me just. And he's making a deal too about his memorial, because he makes me feel with honors. There's like buried with honors.
Yeah.
And he just wants to say thank you for that. And I'll kind of stop there, but yeah, and that's a really rough idea of how it works for me anyway.
Yeah.
It wouldn't one-on-one with somebody too. It's a lot more because I'm just concentrating on them, and it's
Yeah.
What I find amazing is that like for all mediums, it's different. That's how that works for you. I know when I was doing it, like images would pop in my head. It's just weird how it's different.
Well, and here's the other thing. When you start working with them, they understand like what triggers to push, like to get you to say a certain term. And none of it. And I keep saying somebody's asking Moon is saying, can you get a name? No. Here's why. The moment I try to say, give me a name, my mind's in the way.
Yep. Your
Your mind is going to start creating a false reality because now my mind's going, Steve, Fred. So you have to keep it's not a conversation. And I know that's hard for people to understand, but the moment that I try to get in the way and like make it about me, because a person sitting in front of me when I'm doing a reading for somebody, they know by what I'm giving them that that's their person. I don't have to tell them their name. They know their dad's name. They know like stuff that's coming through is specific for that person. But the moment I say, what's your name? Now my mind's in the way and my mind's going to say, just like a math problem. If I say what's 2 and 2, your mind's going to say 4.
Right.
So, I know, and I get frustrated too, because they give me all this information, but it's like, can't you just tell me your name?
Well, and here's the thing too.
It's there. It's just my mind's not aware of it in that moment.
Here's the thing too, though. A lot of our shows get watched after. They're not on the lives. So it could resonate with someone who's going to watch the show.
Yeah, it could. Yeah. So, and it's not like they say, my name is Steve. I died of cancer. I was 52. Right. I wish it was that easy. But you got to remember, they're not a human being anymore.
Yeah.
Right. This is thought. It's completely, telepathy, if you will. That's how they communicate. It's through thought.
Absolutely.
And again, it's one of the biggest traps for mediums is to make it about you and make yourself look good. I don't care how I look. I know by now, if I surrender to them, they're going to make me look freaking brilliant. But the moment I try to make it about me, like I have to give this aha moment, like I have to tell you his name. What they come through, they know what their person needs to hear. It's not they could come through with the tiniest thing to me that would be so insignificant in my mind. But for the person sitting across from me is like, that could mean the world to them.
Yeah.
So again, it's the job of a medium just to get yourself out of the way. Again, the ego, get it out of the way and just communicate what they're showing you, what they're telling you, what you're feeling.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
Do we have any more cards to pull? Maybe let's pull a card.
Well, let me put up another name here. See, you did Sherry's, correct?
Yes.
Paula Yu. I would like a card, please, she said.
Oh no, Paula, are you ready?
Get the duck outside. Move your arse. Your body is pissed at you.
That's hilarious.
That resonates with me.
That's funny.
So Paula, you and I,
Yes.
we need to get out.
Yep. Mickey would be up next.
Mickey. Let's see what...
Paula
So-
says yes.
Don't effing force it. Allow that stuff to come to you.
Oh,
So, if you're working on something right now and you're trying to make it happen and making it happen, I've learned that sometimes surrendering and just, again, the timing might not be on your timeline.
Yeah.
And I find the more, especially with what I'm doing now, is like the more I just back off and just let it happen, things come up that are so unexpected that I could never plan.
Sure.
So I feel that's a message for Mickey as well. Is like, it's kind of almost remove yourself, back off, and just let things work themselves out.
Well, Paula says that resonates very much.
yeah.
Good.
Let's see. The next one we have is Paranormal Among Us, Paul.
Krista, did you get the other ones that are coming in right now?
Let me go back up.
Paul, you are talented and effing amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb stuff.
That's awesome.
Paul, so I don't know you, but I just feel you have, I don't know, I just feel you're very influential around people. I don't know, I just feel like your personality, people listen to what you have to say. And I feel it's like a confidence thing with you that you need to understand that you're important. And you have a lot to offer. Sometimes these just feelings come over and I just talk about them, but I don't know if that resonates with you, but I just feel it's like you're a bigger deal than you give yourself credit for. I'll just say it like that.
Wow.
Okay, so Paul, use your power for good.
Yeah.
Yes. Use it for good. Use it for good. All right.
Yes. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. Let me go to the next. Let's see. It's Christine Wilder. Please pick a card for me if you have time. I think I could really use it, she says.
Well,
Duck. Stuff is about to get real.
uh-oh.
And then the back. Duck. You need your people around you. Time to gather your friends.
And it sounded like that just by what she had said in that comment.
Right?
Yeah. So I think it is. And again, feeling that, I feel that you need to just stop trying to do everything by yourself. I feel that you're trying to tackle too many issues by yourself and you're not allowing people to help you. I just feel you need to open up. Again, it's not a sign of weakness by asking for help, even just talking to somebody. I just feel you need to change that mindset that it's okay to just vent and talk to people. But I feel that's something you need to do right now. I think you need to get your friends together and just talk. I got to go with this, Christine. So again, when I do this work, I just talk about what I feel, but I feel it's like you don't feel comfortable talking with your family. I don't know why I feel that, but I just feel it's like you'd rather talk to your friends, but I feel it's something you need to do.
Wow. Awesome.
There you go, Christine. Woo. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's a strong one. Just saying, that's strong.
Yep. CL Light is next.
CL, let's see. Get over yourself. Pull yourself together. Help people. Give back. Do good stuff for humanity.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. And Christine, back on Christine, she says, thank you. I'm definitely guilty of that.
Oh, we all are, right? We all sometimes need that kick in the butt to just like, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And this came out for you too, right? As I was looking at you. So, Christine, that's for you too. So give some, get some. It will cheer your ass up.
Get some, give some.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
All right. Cool Hand.
Cool Hand. Let's see. Wow, this is for you. $. Make
Ooh.
it rain. So
Whoop.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't make predictions, but I just talk about what I'm feeling. So I feel like I just feel like you're going through maybe what of a financial strain right now. And I just feel that may be changing here for you shortly.
That's a really good card. Awesome.
Yeah, that's always good news.
Yeah.
Next one is Miss Catherine.
Catherine. He just bought 3 lottery tickets. All right. I get 25%, right? So
Right.
Catherine, drop the effing ego. Vulnerability is hot as duck.
Oh. As hot as fudge.
I said duck,
Hot
right?
as fudge. Let's see. Let me see who's next. A spiritual odyssey.
All right. Oh God. All right, spiritual odyssey. You asked for it. It's not everyone else's fault. It's yours. You're a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your stuff.
Shiitake mushrooms. Don't blame others for your shiitake mushrooms.
There you go.
That's right. That's right. All right. Let's see.
You know, but I think we're all kind of guilty of that too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
we do like to place blame and, you know, trying to rationalize why we did something or whatever. But yeah, I think we're all guilty of it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. All right. So next one is Wanda.
This one came right out as I was shuffling. So it's dark and you can't see a
Ducking thing.
Get your head out of your pronto.
Get your head out of your arse.
So what I'm feeling with that though is sometimes we put the blinders on. And so as I connect with your energies, this is what I'm feeling. It's about appreciating what you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I feel this message is for you. It's not worrying about what you don't have. It's appreciating what you do have and what's in front of you right now. And that's going to be common for a lot of us. We always want what we don't have.
Yep.
But when you do take a moment to step back and just look about what you do have in your life, it's not possessions.
Yeah.
About your relationships with people. That's what's important. So it's a matter of just shifting your perspective. So
yeah,
hopefully that makes sense in some way.
Yeah. Cool Hand says, thank you for the reading. I'm having finance problems.
Hopefully
sorry to hear that.
That changes for you soon.
Yep. Let's see. You got another one here. A couple more. Indy Southpaw says, may I have a card?
You are talented and effing amazing. So we just did see this card. So it's another one. World needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb stuff.
Shiitake mushrooms.
Yeah.
Shiitake.
Shiitake.
Yeah, shiitake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said, that resonates with a lot of us. I think a lot of us have a very big presence, and that we can actually do some good using that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Patty is next.
We all have something to offer, you know. And,
right.
It doesn't have to be this big monumental thing. Sometimes it's just saying a kind thing to somebody. It really is just acknowledging somebody's presence can mean the world to somebody.
Absolutely.
You know, so again, it doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
It's the little things. It really is in life. It's
Sure
the
is.
little things.
Sure is.
All right. Little Patty. Oh, so Patty needs a hug too. You need a big hug.
You need a big duck and hug.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
A lot of these cards, as you said, resonates with a lot of us.
Yeah.
I know. It's just like, yeah, it does. It's crazy, but it does. It's they're that's why I like this deck so much, because it's like real life. It's like, here it is in your face.
I think
Why don't you pull one for me?
Okay. But let's see here what comes up.
I can't not have a card pulled with this deck. I'm just saying.
I'd hate to see what my card would be, for real.
You are the best thing to happen to you. Go easy on your arse. Be your own damn drink. Buy your own damn drink.
Okay.
So what that means to me is celebrate you. Appreciate who you are. That's what that card says to me.
Awesome.
I can see that.
Yeah. Stop beating yourself up thinking you have to be more.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I feel. I need to tell you.
Awesome.
You're enough.
And that certainly resonates with her.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure does.
I can validate that in a big way.
Yep.
She needs to go have a nice bubble bath and a champagne drink.
There you go. And then this is a bonus card for you.
There you go.
Get in your
Get
heart.
the duck out of your head.
It misses you.
Oh,
So,
Boy, yeah.
yeah,
I totally get that.
there we go.
absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely her.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Werewolf gave little Patty hugs.
Little Patty. All right. Who wants one? We got some time, right?
Yeah, we
Oh, yeah.
we got time.
All right. Who's next?
Anybody else wants one? Comment.
Oh, give me one, because, oh my God. Okay, yeah.
Wow. This is like you two are both getting the deep cards here. You need a good effing cry.
Yeah.
And then the
Probably
back,
too.
and it's like, get the ugly cry on. Let that shit go. Your soul will thank you.
That's probably absolutely right. That is right. I'm going to say yes and absolutely yes.
Yes. Okay. We got a couple. We got 3 more popped up here.
All right.
So the first one is See Me.
See me. See me. You're giving away your power. You're a badass. Act like it. So what I get with this is stop worrying about what other people think about you. Stop depending on them to tell you who you are and what you're capable of. I just feel like that's directly from your guides, if you will, but I just feel it's like they want to reach out and just like shake you. And it's like, hey, stop it. Stop depending on other people to tell you who you are. You know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Next one I have is Eloria Neely.
Eloria. Take an effing trip. Go see some stuff. Do some new things. Talk to people cooler than you. So I think you need a vacation.
There you go. There you go. All right. We got several.
Sounds like get out in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Next one is our friend Crystal McKee.
Crystal. Let's see what Crystal. Let's see. Wow, here we go. Don't believe every shiitake mushroom thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaking, lying little bastards.
Oh.
So it's about taming that inner voice in your head and getting,
Yeah.
which we all need to work on, right?
Absolutely.
The ego is there to protect us. It really is, but it definitely gets in our way with everything we do. I mean, I left a very stable, profitable career to talk to dead people. Why? Because that was my passion. I know this is what I'm here to do. But again, it's like the fear in doing that is unbelievable. But there's just something that was just gnawing at me to just like, I need to do this. So here I am. But that voice is like, are you nuts? Are you nuts?
Right.
No, because I know there's something out there bigger than me.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. We got several more here. Vixen Doe, may I have a card?
Vixen. Let's see what comes up here.
Yeah, we only have like 10 minutes or so left.
Yeah.
So just to let everybody know, we will get to you if we have time, absolutely. But we're always going to have Michael Christopher back, so it's not your last chance.
No.
Yeah.
So this is for Vixen. So stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking on that person, just effing stop. Spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. That was pretty in-depth.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
Right?
We all could take something from that.
Yeah, it's like stop wasting your energy on people who don't matter.
That's it.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's sometimes we just have to get to that point for us to get pissed off enough to say, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people can tell you, hey, you need to just move on. But until you feel it and you know, it's like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yep.
Wow.
You'll do it when
That's
you're
a
ready.
strong card.
Yep.
Yep.
Joanne Harnett is next.
I think little Patty, it just said squeeze.
Yeah.
It was
it
the
did.
hug
He
card,
did
so-
say it. He did say
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
So
Yeah, it was squeezed.
Joanne, you need a good cry. Get that ugly cry on. Let that chit go. Your soul will thank you.
All right, Joanne.
Don't go outside and scream at the sky. Get it out. Vent.
Absolutely.
Scream at the moon like a banshee.
That's right.
That's right. Mr. G Rides, Gregory.
Stop sleeping in so much. Wake up. You're missing some cool shiitake mushrooms.
That was for Mr. G Rides.
Yep.
All right.
You know, do you feel like sometimes that you're just kind of like sleeping through stuff? I feel that way sometimes. It's like I'm missing stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, and I think that leads to the midlife crisis. Like I've missed out on, and it's like you haven't missed out on anything.
Yeah.
You know, we all get trapped into that where
Yep.
you see everybody has a cooler life than you. No, they don't.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Kevin says scared but interested in a card. There's no reason to be scared, Kevin. These are just
Yeah, this is
they're
just
fun
for
cards and you know, they do have hidden messages in them, I believe.
Yep.
You know, it
Sometimes,
did for me. It was legit for me. So and
Yeah.
Michael's not going to tell you anything bad.
No.
He will-
Yeah.
So they broke your heart. F them. So-
Okay.
If somebody did you wrong, it's like
Yep.
Yeah.
don't
Let
have
go of
any don't have any reservations about cutting ties with people that just are toxic.
Yeah.
That's what I feel that Kevin needs to hear. It's like it's hard sometimes, but just like we were saying, you know, you get to a point where you've had enough. It's like I feel like you're somebody's therapist, and it's like, no, I'm tired of these people draining my energy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Right.
Jackie Hall says, hit me with your best shot.
You need some yoga in your life.
Some ducking yoga.
Some ducking yoga.
Ancient shiitake is cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, Jackie, I think it's time to get that energy flowing. Jackie, do you feel stuck right now? That's what I feel like I need to talk about. So that's what resonates with that card. I just feel it's like your body needs movement, and it's interesting that when you do start to get out and you start to move, how things will start opening up for you, like the thoughts. Because I just feel, I don't know, do you feel stuck right now? It's just this feeling I get by your energy is I just feel like I've been backed into a corner and I don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
It's time for some reflection. Sometimes really get out a pen and paper and write stuff down.
Mhm.
What do you want? And be truthful with yourself. Don't think of dollar signs. Don't think of the monetary connection to this. What will make you happy? Start there and just let your mind wander. It's these readings and what your guides do, they inspire us. They're not going to tell us what to do. They're not going to do the work for you. But what you'll notice when you just sit, and I feel you need to sit by yourself, meditate. You can call it meditation if you want, but spend a few moments with yourself every day and just let the thoughts go and see what moments of inspiration you have, because you're going to get these little sparks that kind of like give you something to go, I never thought of that.
Right.
So that's the job of our guides. When it's quiet, that's when they come in and they're like, they will drop this thought in your head out of nowhere. And it's like, wow, why didn't I think of that?
Yep.
And before you know it, you're moving again.
Next card is for Just Curious.
Just curious. Wow. A lot of sleeping going on.
Yeah, there is.
So wake up. You're missing some cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll do one more. This will be for everybody because we got a few minutes left. So
Yeah.
all right, perfect message for everybody. Stop. Again, this goes with giving away your power. Other people's opinions do not matter. Don't let other people dictate who you are and what you need to do or where you are in life. That's your job. And I'm guilty of that. I've listened to too many people for so many years saying you can't do this. You're not capable of doing this. Bull hockey. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Trust me.
Absolutely.
I've proven that to myself. It took me 54 years to figure it out, but you hold the power to your destiny. I know that's a lot of, philosophy and woo-woo, but it's the absolute truth.
Kevin says, I'm a believer now. I haven't talked to her in 2 days and don't care.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Some of those cards. But that's an oracle deck, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. They're a little different than the tarot.
Yeah. The whole angels, animals, spirit guide thing.
Yep.
This is in your face. Here you go. This is what I got,
It's simple. Right. And that's what I need. But they just spark something. I mean, they put me in a direction to where I just can talk about, okay, this is what I'm feeling. With this card. Right. Most of the time it resonates somehow.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are thinking that sometimes these cards are directed right towards them, and that is not exactly true either. No. It could be somebody you're close to.
Yeah.
If you pull a card and we're saying la, da, 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 well, it may not be for you, but it's somebody that needs that talk.
Yep.
Could be.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are up at the 1.5 mark. Wow.
Yes, we are.
Goodbye.
It did.
I know, just like gone. Just gone.
Most definitely just fast. Well, we talked about backstage, Michael. Stay in touch with us and let us know.
Definitely.
For sure. And we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Tomorrow night, we have Lady Ann Selene. She's going to be coming on, and we are going to be talking about manifesting,
Yes. And if you don't know who Ann Selene is, that is Ken Gerhardt's girlfriend. And she's a really smart, I don't know. She's nice to talk to. She just has that bubbly feeling about her. She gives out good vibes. She's that kind of lady. So make sure you tune in while we talk with her.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, she's awesome. So if you guys would tune in tomorrow night, we definitely appreciate it. And with Brandy and I and Lady Ann Selene. And obviously we will have Michael back on again. He's just kind of like getting to be a regular figure.
Hey, maybe next time.
He's always been a fixture.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Wig next time. You gotta be blonde. And everybody have a good night, and we will see y'all tomorrow night. And real quick, I wanted to thank everybody because
I was going to say do that first.
Yeah. Usually, we do it as we're doing it, but with the readings coming up, we didn't.
We didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah. James Fedke, welcome.
And thank you.
Yes, welcome and thank you. Greg Ogles, thank you. Miss Letitia, thank you.
Thank you.
And Shade Viking, thank you very much. We definitely appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Shade. That was very nice. Thank you, everybody.
Yes. And we will see you guys all tomorrow night. You all have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.